Hey everybody, today we are going outside the bubble, but don't be afraid. We're going kayaking over at Silver Springs. Let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, that's right. Don't be afraid. We are going outside the bubble on this one. My name is Rusty Nelson, and welcome to my YouTube channel about the villages. Now, people who live down here in the villages affectionately call the place the bubble. Why? Because we feel comfortable living inside the bubble, and the whole world goes on outside the bubble, and a lot of times we don't even pay attention to it because we're having so much fun. But I decided to do a series on outside the bubble. Now that means going locally outside the bubble. It may be almost in our backyards here in Florida. It could be halfway across the country. It could be all the way on the other side of the country. Just places that I think that might be of interest where people might be able to get to or go to. And on this one, we're going to Silver Springs. Now, Silver Springs is just outside of Ocala. It's really close, and Gloria came down to visit, and we decided to go kayaking. Well, let me tell you, once I got there, I realized that it's divided into two separate entities, maybe even three, really. There's kayaking and the park itself, but there's also a museum, and I'll throw some pictures up here. Now, the museum is run by the school district, and it is open to the public on, I believe, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but check the hours on that. And during the week, it's actually used to educate the kids in the local area. But we're going to concentrate on kayaking today. But first, I thought I would take you into the park and take a look at that. It's going under some renovations right now. And then in the second half, we're actually going to go kayaking. So thank you so much for subscribing. I'll say that already. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to ring that bell. Hit the like button if you like this content. And let me know what you think about doing these videos on kind of some fun trips to go on. And speaking of that, let's get started on this one. During the 1820s, the springs became a tourist attraction for adventurous visitors who pulled their way along the narrow stream through overhanging cypress and Spanish moss. With the invention of the paddle wheel, though, Silver River and Springs became a destination center for Central Florida. Plantations growing vegetables, tobacco, and oranges sprang up along the banks as nearby Ocala grew. In the late 1870s, Philip Morrill fixed a piece of glass in the bottom of a rowboat, and a new enterprise began. Silver River's glass-bottom boat tours have been world famous for more than 100 years. In 2013, the Park Service acquired management of the Head Springs area. At that time, the name of the entire park was changed to Silver Springs State Park from Silver River State Park, and they added 231 acres and multiple new recreation opportunities, including the iconic glass-bottom boats. I am here at Silver Springs in Florida, and originally I had planned on just going on a kayak trip with Gloria down here in Florida. But I realized once I got here that there was a lot more to the springs than just kayaking. So on my way back to Pennsylvania, I decided I'd stop by and do a little tour around the park along with the kayaking. So let's go ahead and head into the park. This is the modern day entrance into the park, but it didn't always look this way. In the 30s, Hollywood discovered Silver Springs, and there was a lot of movies made here, about 20 or so. And that includes movies with Tarzan. And then there's also this one with James Dean, Rebel Without a Cause. I'm sure you recognize this one. Then there's always Sea Hunt.
This here run over here is Ed Haskell, the State Fish and Game Commissioner. Well, it's more than a pleasure, let me tell you. My name's Mike Nelson. I'm with the survey team here at Silver Springs.
And if you didn't recognize that one, you may recognize this one, along with others that were made, including James Bond. And yeah, that's right. That one was Creature of the Black Lagoon. James Bond. And then in 1960s, ABC bought the park, ABC Paramount. And unfortunately for them, in the 70s, Disney, SeaWorld, and later Universal came in and kind of put them out of business. I just wanted to show you this map really quick of Silver Springs State Park. This is a current map, and as you can see by the multicolors on here, there's a lot of walking paths and so. But running right through about the center is actually Silver Springs River. Up in the top left-hand corner is the detailed area, and this is actually where the main part of the park is, and that's where we're going to concentrate this walk. And when we go back out into the kayak, I'll show you exactly where we went on Google Maps. This is the main part of the ticket office as you're walking in. As you can see, it's not very expensive, $2 just to get in the park and walk around. And the Glass Bottom Boat Tour is $13 and $25 if you take an extended tour. Now, this is the area that we're going to enter in right at the main part of Silver Springs, and you'll be able to kind of figure out where we are as we walk through. Ooh, yeah, there's no swimming in there, that's for sure. There are a lot of big alligators there. Now, the kayaks that are coming out, there's actually a little waterway right there on the right, and that's where we'll be coming out when Gloria and I take our trip. But this is what's referred to as the head spring, and this is where most of, or I should say all of the glass bottom boats are. And some of these boats they look like they're pretty old, and some of them definitely a little newer. But you go on a guided trip out there, 2 different lengths, and they seem pretty Disney-esque entertaining, the guides that are out there. Now, right next to the boats is a large building that has been there a long time, and I think they're doing renovation on it. I asked the management. They said they're doing a lot of asbestos work, and it's all going to be completely revamped inside, and it's a rather large building. Here are a couple of pictures of what it used to look like, and I can imagine that it'll be kind of the same thing, stores, ice cream parlors, restaurants, that type of stuff, but it's supposed to be done in the fall. As I'm walking around, you can kind of tell that this used to be like an amusement park, because there's a lot of places where there are these kind of, or not a lot, but places where there's these pads, and it almost looks like a ride was here at one point, you know, like a kid's ride or something like that. Taking a look at this map right here, just on the other side of the head springs, there is the Twin Oaks event lawn area. And this, it looks like a giant mansion sitting out there, but it is an event, open area, and it almost looks like a stage. And on the left there is kind of like where you can buy food and snacks and stuff like that made out of a old boat. You kind of get the feeling, looking around certain parts of the park, that it's almost like a ghost town of a park, and you can see remnants of the old park. And these are those pads that I was talking about that are kind of spread out all over the place. And there was either barns or animals or small rides or whatever, but there are a lot of walking paths all over the place. We're going to walk up on the boardwalk here in a second. But along these paths, there's a lot of boards that explain things and kind of the history. And there's also some warnings too. You gotta watch out for the monkeys, and we're gonna see some monkeys later on when we go on the kayaking. But you do not want to mess with these or feed with these monkeys. They are diseased or known to carry disease, so do not mess around with the monkeys. This river right here, where we're just looking right there, is actually the put-in for the kayaks, and it leads out to the main part of the head springs. And you're going to see Gloria and I go along this when we get into the kayaking. I have to admit, the walking area of this boardwalk is really a nice area to walk around. And I think if I go to the right here, there is a pavilion. And just in case I forget, the park does seem to be dog friendly, so those folks who like dogs or have dogs, not to like dogs, I like dogs, but that have dogs, this might be a good place to bring them to walk. Make sure you bring a bag because they have bags right by the gate for your pets. So that's kind of nice. I'm out here all by myself. There's nobody around me right now, and it's, boy, I could just take up a lounge chair and maybe a Mai Tai. Tell you what, I'm out here by myself right now, out on the boardwalk, and I'm gonna be quiet for a second. You can hear the birds and stuff. It really feels like you're in the jungle. But this is right where Gloria and I came through on the kayaks. No monkeys though, I looked.
So I wonder, does it loop right around the water?
Yeah, good place for dogs, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this goes out to the main part right here.
Okay.
And then there's another, if you follow this down, this kind of parallels it about a third of the way down before the pickup.
So clear.
Yeah.
The water.
No, the river just keeps going.
Oh, nice big fish in here, huh?
Hi.
Hello.
A happy day up there.
It looks like a happy day on the water.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That'll kind of give you an idea of what it's like inside the park, and they are doing a lot of renovating, and I think they're trying to bring it back to a more of a nature type of thing. And it was a lot of fun. As you can see, there's a lot of walking paths around the park, and it's kind of a fun place to visit. And right now, only $2 to get in there, and the actual boat rides that go out into the Head Springs area are, I think, like $13. So the whole thing, $15, $20. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so as far as the kayaking goes, we went with, and we'll see in a second here, Discovery Kayaks. And I'll explain a little bit. There are different rental companies. The guy that I did this with, and just to disclose, I paid for this. I like to pay for almost all the things that I do. Sometimes I get a discount with the video stuff, but I try to pay for everything so I can say whatever I want about them. But they were really nice, and you go to the parking lot to meet up with them, and everybody kind of puts in at the same place. Let's jump out to the parking lot and let's go kayaking. We are at our rental place, and we're renting with, I'll show you the sign right here on the side. And this is Discovery Kayak Tours. And it's actually a day. So these folks that are here already, that are gathering here, are actually from the villages or not itself, where a group has rented from these guys Discovery. But I talked to Ryan, who is right here bending over right now, and ahead of time, and we kind of arranged, since I only really had one day down here with Gloria, and he agreed to let us go out. We're not with the tour, but go out at the same time, so that works out pretty good. And first thing you do is meet right here. And, you know, you sign all those waivers and stuff like that. And then they give you your life jackets and tell you about that, which you have to have on the boat and you don't have to wear. And I did learn one thing, because I brought my self-inflatable vest, and that you actually have to have on to have it be a vest. So they're gonna strap one to my back, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'll leave mine back there after I felt, oh, I'm all prepared to do this. So anyway, everybody's gathering right now, and then we'll go over here, and this is where they launch over here. So we're marching on here with Ryan, who's been a super trooper so far, really nice. And he's taking us down to where we put in. And you are the proprietor, right?
Yes, so yeah, my name is Ryan Toller. Own and operate Discovery Kayak, and We're going to go over the maps with you guys and get you on the water. Have a fabulous day.
Of course we are. And then Doug's picking us up.
Doug will be picking you up at the end. Yep,
Yeah,
5.5 miles downriver.
5.5 miles, 3 to 4 hours. Most people do it. And where are we going?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. Most people do it in 3, but
About
we
3.
may take 4 today. I don't know. And
It's a beautiful day, may as well.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous day. It's perfect. So we're gonna get explained to here.
Yes. Okay. You guys are gonna be in this boat here, the blue one. Okay. On the map. Have you been on this river before?
No.
Okay. On the map. You guys are gonna start out here. You're gonna be going downriver, right? A total distance of 5.4 miles. You're gonna take the left up that canal when you see the big sign for Ray Wayside Park.
Okay.
Okay. Up here at the top end where it says detail above is this top piece. You guys are going to come down the run under the wooden bridge out to the main spring and then just right down the main river. This arrow picks up right here and then all the way down to Ray Wayside Park.
Easy
Okay.
enough?
Easy enough.
Yeah.
We're coming out of an inlet, basically.
Well, you're going to be going with me. You're going with me. These guys are going
Separate.
on. Yes. My number's right here in case you need to call me,
Okay.
and we'll take care of you.
Do we want this?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going with you. That's going with you.
So we can't go down here.
You can, but this is where the springs and possible manatee are going to be out here.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go down that if you want to, but
Yeah.
you'll miss the springs.
Go like this,
Yeah, go out.
and can we just come right back in?
You can, but I would come at least down to here
Okay.
before you come back up because this is where manatees have been
Okay.
landed.
All right. Okay. Cool.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
That sounds like a good time. I'm ready to go.
Sounds good. All right.
We are on our way, and it's just a short walk where they take you down and put you in the water. I feel like we're leaving Gilligan's Island. Okay, under the bridge. Notice I'm letting her do all the paddling. Just while we're under the bridge, just paddle on the left side. There.
We're backseat driving.
I gotta admit, this is pretty cool. We haven't even started yet, and this is pretty cool. So we are out in the main part of the actual river right here, just so you can see what this looks like. And this is where the park is, back here. And we are actually going to go right up to this spot up here to see whether we can see any manatee. But already we've seen a lot of birds and wildlife already, fish and stuff going around. So. Feel like you're on the Jungle Cruise. The attack of the killer moss. So we got turtles all lined up, and then we got Mr. Gator back there, who seems like this is his home because it looks like he's crawled up there a few times. And if I was these turtles, I'd be a little nervous. Okay, we gotta get out of here because Gloria's not happy with alligators. Looks Tarzan-y. If I was a monkey, I'd live down there. I wonder what this area is. Is that what it says, mile 2?
There, look. There's a whole bunch of them.
cool. We got to see the monkeys. And not the musician type. About halfway back, we decided to just drift for a while and brought some, well, there's plenty, if you have a tandem, there's plenty of room in the boat. Made up some snacks, and I can't think of a better way to have a break for lunch. You have to look really close back in there. There's a heron, and you got to hunt for the alligators. I've just given up telling Gloria that they're there, so we just go by them. She don't see them. It's a lot easier that way.
Smart man.
See, yeah, she just says I'm a smart man for that. Because Gloria don't like alligators.
No, I don't.
But actually, even after we're done, she'll say, they didn't even move, so you really don't have to worry about alligators. And you can always go right down the middle if not. I'm not pulling for that unless you got a
Did you
monkey.
see? Just poop.
Did he? It's a good thing we didn't go
Yeah.
under him.
Take that, human.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, we're just coming down, and it has a sign that says raise wayside. And this is, I guess, this is a county park, a little small park, and this is where we meet them. So I'm gonna just let Gloria paddle.
Okay, come on.
I like it this way. Look how
Bless you.
look how good. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. I better sign off and help paddle in here. And this is the boat ramp there. Okay, so how was it?
It was fun. It was a lot
We
of
had
fun.
a good time. We
Yeah,
saw
it was a beautiful day.
what we saw manatee, monkeys, turtles, all kinds of birds.
Alligators.
Alligators, yeah, she wasn't too fond of the alligators.
No.
In fact, I got in trouble for getting too close. We actually survived. I'm getting straightened out. We actually survived, and it was fun. I had a good trip. That was a lot of fun. I'd do it again, except with a stronger paddler up front. Just kidding. Worked out good. My butt's a little sore. I'm just waiting for the ride. That's it. Just hanging out, waiting for the guy to come pick us up. And they come like within an hour's period, come 3 times during that hour. And yeah, your butt does get a little sore, that's for sure. The trip was fun, about 3.5 hours, a very comfortable 3.5 hours. We didn't get out. There was a space where you could get out where we saw the monkeys actually. And there were some people out walking around there, and I don't know whether they were eating or what they were doing, but they were just kind of hanging out. Once again, I would highly advise don't go near the monkeys because I know they do carry some disease. And I would say that this was a fairly easy trip. It was really fun. Takes you, well, you know, the Villages is big enough. It takes you anywhere from, I don't know, probably half an hour to an hour to get up to the springs itself. The only, I don't have much to say to it. It's basically what you saw. Bring some snacks with you. You can either go in a the single kayak or the double kayak. You can also just rent kayaks just to go around. You can go on guided tours with kayaks, but you just go onto the internet and look that stuff up. Like I said, we did go with Discovery Tours. Check their schedule out. They do take people from the Villages in groups. So if you have a group of people, you can give them a call and find out about that. So with that said, please put down in the comments if you like this kind of content, and I will do some more, put some more up there. And like I always say, I'll either see you here back on YouTube or I'll see you down in the villages. Thanks so much for joining us. We had a blast. I hope you had fun watching it. I will see you later.